Hello, so today we're going to be playing a little bit of NightCry. NightCry is a survival horror game, spiritual successor to the Clock Tower games. It's not very good, but we're gonna just play around with it a bit, just sort of show you how it plays. So it's set on a cruise ship, a low polygon cruise ship by the looks of it. And we play this young lady. Well, for some of the game. There's a few different characters.
It seems you've had one too many drinks. Can I get you some water, ma'am?
Each of them just as annoying as the last.
I'm fine. I just need some air.
I see. Let me know if there's anything you need.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
So yeah, it's a point and click game, much like the first game and the second game. The third game, as far as I remember, was controller. That was on the PS2, I think.
It sure is hot in here.
Wow, that
Could you
dialogue.
take my jacket?
Yes, ma'am.
We're off to a rip-roaring start.
Here's your number tag. You'll need it to pick up your jacket.
We never come back for our jacket, spoiler alert.
Right. Thanks.
So basically what happens is we'll move around with the mouse clicking places. Like you saw there, when a point of interest pops up, the cursor, a little spinning icon will appear, and we can click on whatever's there.
By the way, have you seen Harry?
Who?
Oh, sorry. Harry is a friend
I like
of
that her
mine.
hair is clipping through her body. That's very
He's
realistic.
Tall, short hair. I didn't see him anywhere at the party.
Someone came and left down the hall a moment ago. Maybe it was him.
Okay, thanks.
So FYI, Harry has the same face as this guy.
That door, right?
They do
Yes, ma'am.
reuse a lot of the secondary cast. Like you actually notice there are like a few party scenes, or at least one or two party scenes, and they use a lot of the same character models. It's just like background characters, and hope that you can't see them, even though you can. So this is a little unnerving. I don't know if I go as far as to say creepy, because the game in general doesn't do a good job of creating atmosphere, but it's a bit icky, to say the least. I mean, what is that about? So I think that's actually the same character model twice there. I know it's pretty small, so you probably won't. It's not obvious, but still, like once you start digging into this game, it starts to become pretty ridiculous. I do like some things about it though, like I like the premise and the setting. I know by this point the Resident Evil series has pretty much squashed the whole survival horror on cruise ships concept. There's been like 2, 3 games, 4 games, 3. And there's a Gun Survivor and there's Revelations on a ship, on a cruise ship. Is there another one? I've never seen. But I like the setting anyway. There's the same guy's face on a random bartender. So basically what happens is you have combat phases of the game and exploration phases. This is the exploration phase. We don't encounter any enemies here, and we just sort of look around the environment until we find things to interact with that can push the story ahead. In this case, I think we need to go talk with this guy. Yeah, so Bunsen burner. Gonna skip this a bit because it's pretty terrible. Yeah. So you'll need to interact with characters sometimes like 2 or 3 times to get all the dialogue you can get. But then with this type of game it's to be expected. So now we're going to interact with the environment if she doesn't run off. So we found an item. Here's our quest area or our quest goal. Now we've got the item, we use that on the important object. Then that progresses the story a little. I don't know if this actually does anything, like in terms of the story. I think it's just maybe practice for how the game progresses, like just to show you what you do normally in the game to get the story to move ahead. Because later on, once you get into it, most of what will happen will be you'll be in a dangerous situation. You won't be being chased, which is the second sort of combat phase of the game, but you'll be in danger and there'll be like possible traps or possible pitfalls that can kill you or set you back, and to get past those you have to do that sort of thing. You have to find items, find key items, or find like event locations or items, and then use something on them to progress. I do kind of like her character. Like, I can't put my finger on what it is I like about her. I'm just joking. But like, she's not like. Video game characters are always attractive, but at the same time, like, so I can't really say it's that, but like, she's not like an action hero type person. She's just like this, like a girly girl. I mean, she's a bit of a caricature in some respects because she's just too vapid, but like, I like that she's not an action hero type person. She does get scared, sort of thing. And the other female characters later on, they're similar. At least there's one other female character. Wow, do they have the same face? So these are her friends. Yeah, it's dialogue. Wow, this is deep, you guys. So we just need to go downstairs, I think. Oh, little old lady. It's not creepy at all. Entirely black, creepy old lady. So she's mumbling something, but I can't make it out, so, you know, whatever. We do see her again later on. It's a bit weird, like, is she supposed to be a villain or what? So we're coming up to like the combat phase of the game. Oh, okay. Just need to do a bit more exploring first and meet the delightful Harry. So yeah, there are things I like about the game. I like the more surreal elements, like stuff like this. But everything's just done so poorly, like it just doesn't work. I know she's just frozen there. Like, it seems like such a half-assed effort in so many respects, unfortunately. like the reused character models and the overly reused character models, and just the lackluster effort put into pretty much every element. So you just have to keep interacting with him until it progresses the story, apparently. We actually get some dialogue with this, or audio, sorry, I should say. Not that it really contributes much to the game.
What? You think a soda will get you on my good side?
Hey, you're thirsty, right? Here we go. What the?
What is it now?
Well, something's grabbing my hand.
What?
I said something inside here grabbing my hand.
Oh, Harry, the Gregory Peck Act is a bit outdated, don't you think?
What's that a reference to? Oh dear. So yeah, the violence is a bit cartoonish. This is pretty cool. I like this. The fact the creature thing comes out of the pool of blood, the bubbling pool of blood. That's pretty cool. So this is the combat phase. We'll have a second to get into it. We're paused at the moment. We have stamina in this. We basically need to find somewhere to hide. You can actually find locations that will kill you, like there are washing machines in one area of this floor, and if you're climbing one of those, the monster will find you. I think we go left here. So basically what we need to do is find like a closet to hide in, and then once we're in there we may have like a spook moment. Call it a spook moment? Like a sort of like a hold your breath sort of situation. This happens from time to time when you hide, and if we can successfully do that with like sort of the mouse controls, the creature thing will disappear and it's just back to exploring again until he pops up. The thing is though, like apart from like when you can hide, there are, depending on which part of the game you're in, there are a few different hide spots. But like if you use up all your hide spots and he's still coming after you, you just die, that's it. You can't run further enough away from him that he just disappears. He's always chasing you until you find a hiding spot. How he doesn't see her, I don't know. Like literally, she's in front of you, she's breathing heavily. She's hardly the most discreet individual. So that is us safe. Don't know if we need to do anything here. So like the game does have good moments. I do think the creature design is pretty cool. The graphics are pretty terrible. I don't think that should like ruin a game though, especially like a survival horror game. Sometimes the ugly graphics can be a boon. I especially like PS2 graphics. That's pretty cool. Paw prints on the door, or bloody handprints. What was I going to say? But then with this it's more just like, it just seems low effort rather than like low quality. Is that the way to describe it, really? So I think we've pretty much shown you everything I want to show off. We'll just show the interactive events. Oh. So sometimes in game you'll walk into a situation where you're
I'm sorry.
pushed into a dangerous situation, like here,
You look very pale.
and we have to respond to the prompt
Are you
in
alive?
quickly enough. I was going to say in enough time, and quickly enough, like so, to avoid the hazard. Oh dear. We basically have to click on the screen on the little prompt like we did there to avoid the hazard, and the hazard here was us being squashed against the wall with that guy. Don't really get how a cart could squash a guy. Unless the... oh dear, look at that, you can see his entrails. Unless the cart was being forced into him by something. I don't know how that works, but whatever. I didn't make the game. Yeah, I think what we'll do to just finish this off is we'll just summon big old Mr. Nasty and then show off the washing machines. Oh god, that's horrific. So the game is pretty nonsensical. Oh dear, that's pretty cool. I just don't get why they couldn't have made more effort with the game. I think I said already it was originally a mobile game, and it was ported, and they sort of went on Kickstarter to get money to upgrade it in inverted commas, or air quotes. But the end result is this, and this doesn't look that much better than a mobile game. So here we go, we can hide in one of these, which is a terrible idea if you do end up playing the game. Don't do this, because it never works. It's one of the fake hiding spots. But it does lead to a pretty cool death sequence, which we're just going to show off now. So we can't see her in a closet with the through the little slits in the closet, but you can see her in a washing machine. Interesting. Yeah, that's how the game basically works. We have those exploration phases, and then we have the combat phases, or like the running phases, I guess is more accurate. One more thing I am going to show off, just the event map, if I can find it. No, it's not that one, is it? Yeah, this is it. Can't show all of it because I haven't got my saves on this one, but basically you have decision points throughout the game as you progress, and these lead to different events. It's not as big as this makes it look, because a lot of it is duplicated over. Like you get depending on what event you did earlier, you get the same event on the other side of the decision tree sort of thing, or event tree. So if, for example, you find a key that leads you to the next area or progresses the story, rather than getting you killed, if you go down the other event angle, the other line sort of thing, then you get the same event that happens on the right as well, sort of thing. Like for example, if we pick up a key and that gets us a story event later on to allow us to keep progressing, after we get the key there may be an event where we need to save somebody, or say escape from a room or something like that, and you also see that on this side as well, sort of thing. So it looks bigger than it really is. I'd say there's probably like maybe 10 hours of gameplay. It's been a while since I last played this. I had got most of the events, but then it was just a lot of replaying the same stuff over and over again, which was frustrating. I mean, it's not the worst survival horror game I've ever played, but it's also not that great. But yeah, that was NightCry. I hope that was enjoyable to watch somewhat. It's not that fun to play.